Well, hello, everybody. How are we all doing? It is another Saturday Skin Showcase, but let me introduce ourselves ever so nicely. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. I'm your host, Hedge, with my co-host. I'm sorry, Mr. MICRØ. Mr. MICRØ! So, we have a few groups of skins to look at today, which we'll review from both a gameplay and a Steam market investment point of view. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, and we'll follow that up with a look at any workshop submissions from the week, which could be viewed as continuations of existing sets. We hope that this information will properly prepare us to make informed investment decisions about both upcoming and existing Steam market items. If you have any insights of your own that you'd like to share, please feel free to contribute to the discussion via the Twitch chat during the stream, or we welcome you to join our investor community on Discord, which I always link at the bottom of my YouTube videos. And with that, Mr. MICRØ, I'm sorry if you're very, very comfy, and I'm sorry I called you a coast.
It's all good.
Yeah, co-host, yes, thank you very much. Shall we get started? Shall we show off all of the skins of this week and show off all the workshop skins?
Let's get started.
Yes, right. So let's just quickly hop into here on the side. And I'm alive. I have legs and I can move. Let's go take a short trip over to here. I might need a water break. Are you alright with that? Right, so. It's a nice day out, isn't it?
Beautiful out here. A nice little part of the map. Very scenic. Nice little valley. Right by the train.
Nice. Lovely, lovely view. And what's this lovely view I see right in front of me? Let's start off with the showcase. It is the tempered sheet metal door. So if I could just slowly get closer to you, maybe rise up, get a good look at that purple shine. So, Tempered Collection, this has been around since 2016. We've seen plenty of weapons. We've recently seen all the core pieces, finally all the core pieces of the Tempered being accepted, with the fairly recent chest plate, which came out, like 5 years after the face mask? But now it looks like we're delving into deployables with the first door skin, the sheet metal door skin, at a price of $3.99, fairly expensive, and to my surprise, let's just get this adjusted, you can see that it glows in the dark. Something we haven't seen with other tempered skins fairly recently. Mr. MICRØ, could you also turn off the lights so we could get a good look at how much this stands out? Ooh, there we go. Nice and bright. But is that always helpful? It's unique. It's cool. I like it. But I'm not a... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're going to do that test, are we? Because recently, well, literally last week, we discussed MICRØ's door with Mr. Morphus, the demonic raven door, and he said that he had a purpose with his design for the glow to only be at the top of the door, which we've discussed in the past, the glowing door dilemma. If someone were to walk in front of that at night time, you're going to spot them. Who's the most likely person that's going to be standing in front of your front door? It's yourself. You don't want people to easily spot you, so the positioning of the glow-in-the-dark can be very helpful, but it's something the skin creators have to keep in mind themselves. So, and during the day, it don't really matter, does it? You just got some crow-looking madman. He demands his feed. So, cool-looking door.
Dance. I just want to dance.
Cool. Yeah, get out of here. We're looking at the door, not you. So, cool-looking door made by Milho Frito. It's the continuation of a very nice collection that many people have been invested in for quite some time. What might we see potentially in the near future? Well, maybe double sheet metal door, maybe an armored door. Wooden door? Maybe. Maybe we'll see some more weapon skins. But it's nice to see that we're transcending and moving over to deployables with this collection. Good job, Mr. Milho. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Any opinions to the ever so lovely glistening purple door, Mr. MICRØ?
Yeah, it's interestingly angular.
Yes.
What I would say.
It's like an art piece. You walk into a museum and you think, ah, yes, the expression's wonderful.
If I think back to the tempered coffee can helmet, didn't that have also a bit of an angular type of design?
Cool. That's taken me quite far back.
Here, I actually I could spawn one in real quick.
He's using his mind powers to generate.
It's interesting because the other items in the set don't really have that sort of. I keep coming back to angular. You know, it's this very sort of prismatic shape. I don't know how else to say it.
Prismatic probably would be the way to put it. But yeah, I get what you mean with all the style of it. It's unique. It's interesting. But like the one thing I am concerned with is for more expensive rust or rotation items. Oh, I've appeared into you. Oh, here we go. Yes, you're right. That's a great point to bring up. It does kind of remind me exactly with what you're pointing out here. Yeah. That's. I wasn't thinking of that at all before I even looked at this door, but now that you pointed it out, yeah. You've provided a story behind the art piece. Thank you very much, Mr. MICRØ. Thank you for that. I didn't even think of that. Do you reckon you
matches? You know, there's a bit of a matching element if you see on the keypad area and this like triangular part. There's that sort of mesh inlay, which you can also see on the sort of jaw area of the coffee can helmet.
You're like a puzzle solver of sorts. You've cracked the code, and now you can open the door and find your riches. Oh, it's nothing.
I'm back there.
It was the joy of the adventure. That's what it was. So, Mr. MICRØ, do you reckon you can develop a story behind this interesting-looking welded metal sleeping bag? Metal? Are you sure you'd want to sleep in metal?
Doesn't sound super comfortable, but
no. So
cool.
Let's get a good look at you during the day, and you can see all the sheen, the shine of the welded metal. This is made by Kosum. You can. I like the. It's not rivets, is it? What's the correct term?
It's welds.
Welds. It's like dragged it across. That's a cool looking design. So this also is the first non-glowing sleeping bag that we've had for a Rust or Rotation since Dead Souls. And that's going back since about May time. So we've had 3 glow-in-the-dark sleeping bags on the trot. And in terms of unique design, it definitely has it. In terms of standout appearance, well, it's silly. Again, if he turns this into a collection, it could definitely add to it. You know, that tempered door over there is going to be doing quite alright because it has a sense of belonging. It has a sense of people wanting to have a full collection. This potentially is just the very beginning of something. And Kosum did point out in the description, right, that it is comfy on the inside. You thought I was going to point out something else that's going to come out soon. Well, it might. It's kind of a surprise. I looked at this. I thought it was a cool design, but I'm surprised to see it appear. Like, this is a early pick. Yes, it was. So we saw this earlier this week. We didn't actually see that many sleeping bags, but hey, it's accepted. It looks cool. Unique design. Where might you take this collection next? I'm interested. Good job there, Mr. Kosum. So that's selling for $1.49. It's not abnormal. I should also point out that over there, the tempered door, sheet metal door, is abnormal. So with something like this, we need to just keep track of the sales. We need to keep track and see if there's actual genuine interest. And then we make a decision whether to go ahead and buy it or make a buy order instead. And that's what we normally do with the abnormals, because we have that extra portion of time where we can do the buy orders because they appear early. We can see what the buy order support looks like, and then would suggest potentially buying them on the Thursday. But we couldn't do that this week because this Rust or Rotation appeared very, very early. I was taken
pretty early this week.
Yeah, it was 4:30 for me. I'm not sure what it was for you in America. I'm not sure if your clocks have changed. But yeah.
Not yet. That's coming soon. We did have our big monthly content update this week, so that would kind of explain.
It would contribute to it, yeah. So, all right, good job there, Mr. Kosum. Best of luck. Let's see what you do with that next. And talking of metal, shall we talk about the precious metals? Dun, 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 dun. MICRØ's investments. Look at that shine. Look at that glisten. Mr. Tricks has provided us with another minted gold deployable. Early this year, we saw the appearance of the minted gold armored door. And what do we have my eyes set upon right here, right now? It is the minted gold large box. I was very surprised to see this become. Oh, there you go. Well, there we are. We got loads of gold now. You got it all in your pocket, don't you, Mr. MICRØ?
Yes, sir.
So looking very nice, very shiny. So when I first saw that armored door, I thought, is that a bit too much for Rust? Face Punch don't care. They wanted it and they added it. That sold for $4. This is selling for $4. Looking very cool. And the next question is, where might he take it next? So this was made by Tricks, and I had a bit of a joke when I looked at this first appearing in the Rustle rotation. Mr. MICRØ, would you agree to the idea of minted gold rug? Would you like to cover your entire base in gold?
How shiny my base would be if I could do that.
So let's just get a good look at the lighting. So this doesn't glow in the dark, just point out to you. Oh no, I can't see it. Oh, but if I bring it back, ever so shiny, nice and reflective. Just what you'd like to see with a big slab of gold. So this is fairly expensive. I made a mistake. This is not $3.99, this is $3.49. Just a little bit cheaper than the tempered sheet metal door, but not as shiny and precious as the... it's a lot more precious. That is so, yeah. In terms of investment, I should point out that that sold for more, and that's down in price by half. That's not doing very good, that armor door over there. Will we see the same problem affect this large box right here? Well, there's two different conditions. We've had far too many armored door skins come out this year, a lot more than what we've seen previous. And with this, well, we have not seen many independent designs for large boxes. We've only seen Scientific, we've seen Graffiti Collection, and, well, after that there's like Smouldering, there's the Easter and the Valentine's one. We've had Halloween ones. We've had, oh, what's the other one? It was the Reinforced large box, and that's it. We don't really have a lot to compare to other than collections. So this might be interesting to see what happens. It's abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying it. Let's keep an eye on the sales. Let's see if there is far too many that have been bought, or maybe if there's a justifiable amount of demand. Then we'll make a decision whether to just stick with buy orders or go ahead and make some purchases. So, yes. Yes, Jinx, I know you mentioned Neon, but Neon didn't come out this year. Neon came out last year. I'm talking the collections that appeared this year. Scientific was the beginning of this year, and Graffiti appeared during the summer. So from like May throughout the summer. So maybe we'll see another new one appear soon. What do you reckon, Mr. MICRØ?
You know, it is I wouldn't say tense, but it's... I am definitely anxious and curious to see how things pan out in the world of large storage boxes. You know, we had for a while these sets going on, and then there was the decree made that we would see a break from large storage sets. And for quite some time, we saw no large storage boxes. And, well, here we are with this beauty, this freshly minted specimen, which is you know, it is actually part of a set but not part of a box set, so we'll just have to see what the future holds in terms of large storage boxes coming out. I mean,
we do like these independent designs, but
yeah,
the collections do sell well. There's a lot more, what would I say, robotic, manufactured sense of investment. Like, not everybody wants a, I don't know, we could say a water purifier box, but if there was a neon water purifier large box, I think loads of people would buy it purely because it's part of the neon collection.
Yeah, no, you're dead on about that. I mean, we saw some sort of fringe storage elements when it came to the scientific set, right? It
Yes.
started to get a little wacky there towards the end. No, and that's not a criticism, by the way. I think that's actually a great thing to have not quite item specific, but rather specific category. There's a lot of people out there that you would call organizers that
Yes.
they're committed to having a very organized approach to things. And if you watch a Rust streamer that's like a PvP guy, maybe they have 6 boxes in their base. They're all the same skin. They just have random stuff that they just dump when they run home and then grab when they run out. And there's probably in front of the shelves of boxes, there's a pile of stuff on the floor they just threw away because, they just don't have enough room or don't care to organize or don't want to keep that stuff. But for those of us out there that are organization crazy, we like to have a box for each and every item. So storage sets have their place, but it's like you said, the niche boxes are maybe not a critical part of these sets. So I'm getting myself off track here.
It's all right. Because one thing I would point out is I am seeing more and more people making attempts to get the next large box collection, a large storage collection. I've been noticing that in the workshop. So I guess I'll warn people, we might see another one soon. Enjoy these independent skins whilst you can. And Mr. Trix has provided us with a very nice looking edition that's looking very nice. It's expanding his own collection, but it's not becoming a storage collection. So maybe we'll see a little box next week. Or maybe the rug. Give me the rug. I want to turn everything into gold. I want to turn the floor into gold. I want to turn the ceiling into gold. The walls, the house. I'll cover MICRØ in gold if I must. Yes.
Sounds heavy.
Golden MICRØ. Right. Shall we move on to the next skin? That being, let's start talking about weapons. Mr. MICRØ, places, please. Strike a pose. Do you have your weapons in your pocket? Along with all of that gold. So, what do we have right here? It is... Oh, hang on a minute. I know that skin. We showed it off last week, didn't we? It was something that we anticipated potentially appearing, and here it is. It's now here. Let's get a good set... Oh, the lights now dawn right upon that. So, yes. Blackout SMG got accepted, and, well, a lot of people have been kind of asking me, will people want this? Will people be using this? And, well... Custom SMG is, it's not as... doesn't have as much demand compared to the Thompson, does it, Mr. MICRØ? It is... What's the word? When you have it, you'll use it. But in terms of preferences and whatnot, yeah, people might be approaching the likes of the SAR, the likes of the Thompson, the likes of the AK. But what we have here...
I think you hit the mark right there when you said, if you use it, you have it, you use it. Most engagements in Rust, I think, tend to happen at a bit of a further distance these days. I mean, custom SMG doesn't shoot well at range. So, if you're going to be in an area where it's close quarters, maybe you're bringing, a gun to a monument, or you're defending a raid, or maybe you're trying to grub a raid, custom might be a decent choice, but you got to land a lot of shots to get a kill with one of these, and at a distance, this is not an effective weapon. So
yes,
I think the Thompson would certainly fill that role a bit better if you're talking about a weapon that shoots pistol ammo at a bit more range.
Well, considering that we just recently had the Prototype 17 being added, and maybe it might even fall back even further in favour. In terms of what people prefer, their own metas, their own preferences, with more weapons, more reasonably automatic weapons. I mean, it's a burst fire, but yeah, will people end up preferring that over this? And then does this go even further back in terms of the pecking order? Because with the likes of custom SMG skins this year, which I've noticed, we've had 6 so far this year, including this. They're all down in price. They're all down from their Rustore prices, even the black gold one. So that would normally be a sign of that doesn't look like it has that much demand. Remember, when it's being used a lot in game, the gun demand, yes. If it has high gun demand, then of course there's more demand to use the skins, which of course would equal to higher skin prices. But they're just not going up. Nice little reload there by Mr. MICRØ, and I realise I need to show it off myself in first person. So if I could just quickly pull that out. Ah, yes. Looking pretty good. Let's get a good aim there. Very helpful red tip for the aim sight. Shooty shooty. Reloady reloady. All goody goody. Get a good bit of light in the background. It's good. And let's just get a good look up at you. Yes. So, not surprised it was accepted. Ever since Complete the Sets, Blackout, we've been seeing numerous submissions on the workshop. We've recently had the SAR, we've had the Poncho, now we've got the Custom SMG. I wonder what's next. Good job so far, Mr. MDE. So, I wonder if he's going to be making more of these, or if he's going to start approaching making Cold Hunter again, because we're getting closer to December, or will he start making Christmas things? In fact, that you probably wouldn't do that for a while, would you? You'd probably wait until the beginning of December, wouldn't you? Christmas-related skins and whatnot.
Probably.
Got to anticipate, chat. You got to anticipate what might be happening. But if you're going to sit,
Look, there's an airdrop.
do you want to go get it? I'm joking. I'm joking. No, you got your gold. We're rich enough. We're rich enough. We're rich enough.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, looking pretty good. But again, with more and more weapons being added, does this make the custom SMG lose more and more favour? We shall see. We never know. They might randomly buff weapons. We saw with the recoil update this year. We've seen the well, I'm about to talk about it. You know what? We'll talk about it now. Let's start talking about the MP5, the Elite Crate MP5. So ever since the recoil update, just before that, so I'll get a good look at you, Mr. MICRØ. Just before we even had the recoil update back in June, the MP5 and the Thompson were beloved. They were used all the time, had great gun demand. And of course with that, we had tons and tons of fairly expensive, fairly in-demand weapon skins for both the Thompson and the MP5. Basically, if you were to look at Thompson skins right now, you'd see the vast majority of them being in the positive. Being more expensive than their Rustore prices. Well, that's the exact same thing that we used to see with MP5 skins. Back when, so let's get a good side view of you over here, looking very good. Get all the orange. So, MP5 skins used to be super in demand because the MP5 used to be always used, always in demand as well. But since the recoil update, it's been badly affected. People don't like it as much anymore. It's kind of fallen off. And, well, it's down the pecking order, as I pointed out with the custom SMG. And if people are going to prefer using the other weapons, they're going to prefer using them, and they're not going to be using the likes of the MP5 that much anymore. With a lesser gun demand equals lesser demand to use the skins, which of course means lower skin prices. And quite a lot of the MP5 skins aren't like stable anymore. They're all in the red. And it's quite unfortunate, but that's how it be. And I was warning people about this back in April. I was anticipating certain weapons are likely going to suffer. And evidently, it's mostly the MP5, and evidently, now all of its skin prices are down. So that's quite unfortunate. But so as long as you're always informed with what's going on with the Rust updates, so as long as you're always informed... Like, okay, so, MICRØ, we have the... we've got the new Prototype 17 that's been added. And when you recycle that, what do we get? We get the burst... Oh, hello, look at that. Get a good look at him. So we can put that burst module and put it onto the likes of semi-automatic weapons. That makes it have a burst shot. 3 bullets... Sorry. And that might cause...
Wait, how's that go? Oh.
Sorry.
Sounds like it really popped.
So, yeah, when people figure out what works well with them, the recoil isn't too bad for certain weapons with the burst module. People start figuring out, well, you know what, I'd rather run around with this, I'd run around with that. And more things end up being desired more than the MP5. So, Mr. Odyssey, the creator of this collection, he randomly got a, was it his AK? We've had the AK. And then now we've got the MP5, and I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing another Elite Crate skin fairly soon. Do you know what? I'd like to see a Thompson. I think the orange and the green would look good in the Thompson. So good job there, Mr. Odyssey. But for $2.99 for this skin, for a weapon that doesn't get used as much and isn't in favour as much as it used to be, I wouldn't really put my money down on this. Just being honest with you. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that it's just not the wisest thing to do if you want to make a profit. And Mr. MICRØ, go on.
The Elite Crate AR, which was, you know, a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Just before Halloween, is down 56% from
Yes.
Rust store price. There was like 11.5K quantity sold, and you know, roughly, and it's down by 60% basically. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
What we've discussed with the likes of the custom SMG and the MP5 is context. There's a lot of potential factors and reasons as to why these skins go up or go down in price. And as I said, the most important thing is you need to be aware of all the details, all the updates, all the little things that they add that might affect Rust, and it might affect these very skins that we own. God, this is like a job, isn't it? But it's all part of the fun. One day you might own something that doesn't really cost that much, and then randomly an update comes out and suddenly it's worth a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. Hey, what happened just a couple months ago? They buffed storages, small boxes and large box skins shot up in price because of that. Mostly the small boxes because, well, there was a whole lot more, from 12 to 18, that became a whole lot more. Oh yeah, that's good. We could put a small box there, we could put a small box there. Loads of people really wanted to use small boxes a whole lot more since then. And now, I think hardly any small boxes below $2, small box skin. I will have to look that up. But yeah, they all went up in price because of it. So you've got to keep an eye on all of these buffs and nerfs and you name it. I guess you'd call it nerf if you had a buff if you had more stuff. So yeah. Okay, so Recycler SAR. Shall we talk about the SAR?
Can I mention?
Okay, go on then.
It's almost a complaint I have. I'm really surprised this doesn't have a colored sight, an orange sight. It just feels like it would fit.
Oh yeah,
and give you that extra visibility.
Did we not have one with the AK?
You know, I don't remember if I even checked.
We'll have to quickly check up on that. All right. Well, do you know what I've noticed? So the AK and the SAR came out like 2 years ago, and I am noticing a much bigger push for coloured aim sights. I think the skin creators probably took in a lot of feedback, and a lot of people have probably requested it, and it's probably in the recent times where that's got white. That's helpful. This has nothing.
Actually, a really good looking sight.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Well, Odyssey, if you're going to make another skin, you might want to keep an eye on that. You might want to add something there. I would have added orange. I would have added orange for the aim sight. Right then, MICRØ.
I feel like a little pip of orange would have been nice.
Just on the tip. Just on the tip. Skin creators, if you're making your weapon skins, please, maybe just a little bit of just a nice noticeable colour on the aim sight does wonders. Helps out plenty of people.
Look. You know, in practice though, this isn't exactly hard to see. For some reason, I was expecting to see something there to catch your eye, but I wouldn't describe this as a bad sight. It's definitely very usable. It's just caught me by surprise that it doesn't have it. I thought that might catch someone else by surprise, so it'd be worth just pointing that out. But
so
overall, it's still pretty usable.
I've actually got a skin creator right here, Mr. Kelmo Legend. So Kelmo is literally saying noted. Kelmo. Oh no! Well, actually, that's green on thingy. Kelmo, green on yellow. We could give that away. And chat, what am I looking at? Why, it's the Recycler SAR, made by Kelmo Legend. Hello, buddy. How you doing? So let's get a good look at your skin. up close during the day. So, Mr. Kelmo Legend clearly had an idea to bring forth the best out of what we love so much with, you know, those horrible bits and pieces that we don't like around in our islands of rust and whatnot. We love the recycler. We'll bring it all the rubbishy bits and bobs, the components and whatnot, and, well, he's turned it into a weapon. Yes, if only you could shoot scrap at people. That would be quite silly. So, yes, let's just get a good slow look. Now, one thing I do want to point out is I do like the colour scar. Would you say it's, like, worn out? I was going to say colour scarring, but that doesn't sound...
I was going to say the same thing. The edge wear, the destruction, the grit and grime that he did was nicely executed, and I think is something that we haven't seen a lot of in recent times in Rust. You know, many of the older skins have that grudge or grime layer, or just the feeling of being worn and decrepit, and he captured that here. So I'd like to, you know, point that out as a nicely executed wear effect on there. And for a second skin, I mean, or, you know, second accepted skin, I'd like to congratulate him on that too.
Yeah, it's his second skin that he's ever had accepted. Last week he got his first, this week he's got his second, and hopefully now he's got enough money to buy a sub. Yeah,
a Hedge's end sub. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Open your wallet. Come on, let's go.
But buddy, good stuff, good stuff. But yeah. Oh wait, does that glow? Do the buttons glow? Or is that just reflecting? Could you just walk into the darkness, Mr. MICRØ? Nope, it's just reflecting light very nicely. Okay, so come slowly back towards me, Mr. MICRØ. And yeah. Right, well, that's good. It's good texturing because it fooled me. I looked at it and I thought, oh wow, does that glow? No, it's just the gloss. It's just the nice colouring.
And now, if that was not equipped and it was showing up on my back, what does that look like back there?
Yeah, and then move forward slowly. Yeah. It's just reflecting the light. Don't be tricked. If you press the red button, it causes it to explode. So let's just get a good look at it on the side once more during the night time. If you could whip it out, Mr. MICRØ. The gun.
I'm always ready to whip it out.
Alright, and yes, just get a good look at that at night time with the lights shining on it just to the side. And we'll just get a good, slow meander round. Don't shoot the cameraman. And yeah, got a good look at that. Good job, Mr. Kelmo. We're looking forward to what you bring out next. And of course, as we've stated, if we were to aim down at this during the daytime, just to add a little bit of a different colour to the rest of your tip would be helpful. Yeah.
He does have the gloss layer there.
Yeah, I do see that. It's got the
light reflection.
It's got a little bit of a tip there. So if I could just get up real close. Oh, I'm seeing the inside. I didn't want to get that close. So we've got a little gloss tip. But is that by default? I think, is that a by default thing, or do the actual skin creators add it themselves?
No, well, I mean, you apply a gloss layer when you're making the skin, so it's something that you have a bit of control over.
He's only gone and said the right thing. He says, "Are you excited for a recycler pumpy?" Oh, he's saying all the right words. We definitely want to see. We definitely want to see a pump shotgun. Yes, we do. We don't see many pump shotgun skins, so yes, 100%. Give us what we need.
Yeah, we need it.
Right.
Bring it. Let's see it.
Shall we get you nice and posed with the ever so lovely looking Raven deer skull mask and Raven poncho? So,
you know, let me just put on a more comfortable outfit here. There we go.
Ooh, what's he bringing? He's the crow. Do you know karate? Okay, what have you got there with it? Because that actually does blend well, very, very nicely. Whoa, oh, sorry, I'm lost for words.
I couldn't help it. Right when this came out, I was like, "Wow, that looks awesome!" It's well, first of all, I'm a bit partial to ravens now that Morphus and I had our demonic raven door accepted a few weeks ago. But The Raven set here, I think, looks really cool, and I immediately went to just my mind went to what would I pair that with, because we don't yet have a Raven hoodie pants or anything else. So the first set that came to my mind is a go-to for me just in general gameplay, and that's the Loot Leader set, which is what I'm wearing now. And I've got the whole like gloves, boots combo, and it's a good pairing. You could easily pair this with a number of different sets. This is just something that I have in my inventory and use all the time. And as Jenks points out, it's sort of like a shiny blackout. And you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. The shine does it does have a bit of a sheen to it, but I haven't found that plays against me or doesn't work in my favor. So cool combo, but not really relevant, in terms of, it's a different artist. There's no intention for them to be paired together, but I just thought that they paired well, in my opinion.
You look good. You do look good. It adds something to it, which kind of makes it look really cool. But I don't think that's the intended design with the Raven collection. I guess we can call it that. So this is made by Buttbeard. Yes, Buttbeard.
Old school.
Buttbeard.
He's a grandfather of Rust skin making.
Yeah. His last skin that was accepted was like 2018. Oh, that's definitely far back, isn't it? He was the last person to have hide clothing skins being accepted. Not the poncho. I'm referring to the hide shirt and the shorts. So it's definitely been quite some time, and well, he's pretty good at getting some more hide stuff accepted. Hide poncho and the deer skull mask. Now, here's a bit of a problem. So if you could stand up straight, Mr. MICRØ. Yes. So we very, 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 very recently just saw the cultist deer skull mask being accepted, and a lot of us looked at that and we thought, you know what? Surely that deer skull mask is probably going to be very in demand. People are going to want to buy it because we haven't had a deer skull mask skin for about 4 or 5 years, and then literally 2 weeks later we've got another one. So with what we've noticed here is something that's already happened with the poncho, because the poncho skins, after it was like a year, we finally saw the likes of the Arctic camo poncho, and then we started to get more ponchos, and then we started to get even more ponchos, and suddenly that Arctic camo poncho wasn't very special anymore, and now it's down in price. So that Arctic camo poncho sold over 40,000 sales. 2 weeks ago, the cultist deer skull mask sold over 40,000 sales. 2 weeks later, new deer skull mask skin. On the workshop right now, there's even more. I'm worried Face Punch are going to go a bit too crazy with accepting more poncho skins and more deer skull masks. So if you're going to sit there and say, oh, does this sound like a reasonable investment? I'm going to sit there and say I'm a bit worried. Yes, this is a very cool looking mask. It's a very cool looking design. And as you can see, not too hard to think of potential good pairings to go with it. Mr. MICRØ looks like a crazy bird person, and I know plenty of you people out there would like to dress up just like him, just to be weird in Rust. But the thing is, this is also sold very crazily in just 48 hours as well. Both of these have sold already over 20,000 sales. I would not be surprised in the slightest if both of these sell over 30,000 sales each. But the problem is we've had far too many poncho skins recently, so that Raven poncho might suffer. But that deer skull mask right there, you've got to consider this. How likely are you going to be wanting to run around with a deer skull mask in your lifespan in Rust? Well, you tell me. Are you honestly going to be running around with that a lot? Or would you rather wear wood armor? Would you rather wear a bucket helmet, coffee can? Again, it matters in what's available to you, what you currently have. That's true. But to get a deer skull mask, you've got to keep hunting deers all the time, and they keep running off.
Bones. You just need bone.
I was joking, MICRØ. You're gonna keep chasing the deers. No, I'm joking. So basically, there's options, plenty of options, but is this something that's actually going to be something that you desire? Is it actually going to be something that you're going to constantly be wanting to use? For a serious Rust player, you probably don't even care for this. For the role players out there, look at this getup. Give us a nice spin, Mr. MICRØ. Damn, you look good. Yeah, so plenty of interesting things that can be paired up with this. But if you're looking at this in terms of wanting to see a positive investment, a nice profit, I'm not seeing that. This is what happens with a lot of 99-cent skins. When they look really cool, plenty of people buy excess amounts of them, and they buy too many of them, and then you end up with far too many of them on the Steam market. But what I should quickly point out is the Cultist Deer Skull Mask doesn't really have that many on the market at the moment. It's only got like 100 to 150 if I last checked. For something that sold over 40,000, that's not that bad. But with more and more Deer Skull Masks coming out, then it is going to get bad. So keep an eye out, be prepared, and only panic a little bit. But this is potentially looking like the exact same progress in which the Poncho skins just kept rolling out and out and out and out. So with that Poncho skin I see right here as well, I'm not super keen with it as well either. It's probably caused the Blackout Poncho to lose a lot of value, unfortunately. But again, if we see more of this collection coming out, it only adds more value to all the pre-existing parts. So that could be good. But what would you add? Crow feet bandage sandals?
That would be actually pretty sick.
It would be.
Yeah, I think that would be dope.
Okay, yeah. So, Buttbeard, you owe me like 20% of the profits for giving you the idea. Are you going to have like a tufty tail? Oh god, we're going to turn you into a furry, aren't we? We're going to turn you into a furry. I'm just thinking of things like feathers and whatnot. You're going to turn into a bird quite literally, aren't you? And you're going to lay an egg and dear.
You know what? I'm not going to make my base out of wood or stone or anything. I'm just going to use those prison cell walls to roleplay as a bird. You know,
No.
Straight up bird cage.
What are you going to do? Turn around, right? See those pylons over there? See, yeah, you're gonna jump on top of that, and you're gonna build a nest up there, and no one's gonna be able to raid you because no one's gonna be able to get that high. So, yeah, I think we've gone a bit too wacky over birds. So, not looking like the most appealing of investments at the moment. We'll go more in depth about that in terms of profit potential when we do the 48-hour analysis. But for now, Mr. MICRØ, should we move on to discussing workshop skins and continuations?
Yes. Sounds good.
So, let's just quickly move some of these things out of the way. I've clicked the wrong button. We'll start off with the deployables, and then we'll start talking about weapons and clothing/armour. So, Mr. MICRØ, let's start from the left, get a good angle with the lighting, and what do I see here with my eyes? Over to the left. It's the Spraycan collection continuing. We have right here, made by Mr. Loddy, the creator of the graffiti storage set. It is the Spraycan armoured door. So fairly recently, we did see the appearance of the Spraycan garage door. We have had a sheet metal door earlier this year as well, haven't we? Was it wooden or was it sheet metal? Oh, even I can't remember. I've finally cracked myself, chat. I'm no longer crazy. I don't remember every single thing. But here's the problem. Armoured door skins. We've had 10 already this year, and as I've referenced earlier with the likes of that $4 minted gold skin over there, it crashed in price, down by 50%. Already because there's just far too many of these armoured door skins. With far too many options leads to, well, no room to breathe for the ones that already exist. And, you know, oh, and a new thing, I'll dump this and grab the new thing. Oh, wait, the new thing's now old because there's another new thing. Oh, I better go grab that then and go grab the new thing and dump this old thing. So, yeah, it's a very cool looking design, but it kind of seems a bit too neat in a way as well, doesn't it? It doesn't look like everything's kind of overlapping. Like, especially when I look at it at the bottom. Like, when I look at it up close, it kind of feels like a wallpaper over a door rather than actually painted over. I don't know, it's a bit uncanny. But, hey, I should just reference, like, it's nice and colourful. Does it glow? Oh, wrong way round. Night time. No, does not glow. Mr. MICRØ, can you turn off the lights, please?
Sure, and you know what I'll do? I'll also just quickly build another port here and put the door in so you can see the other side.
Oh yeah.
It's a double-sided item.
Yeah. So it does not glow 100%. So back to bring back the light. Yes. So I like the designs. I do like Spraycan, but it's just a matter of it's not looking super appealing based on what the door is. Armoured door skins have not fared very nicely. I've accidentally gone into my head. They have not fared very well this year. And if we do see this accepted, I am going to be worried. I think out of all of the armoured door skins that have appeared this year, not a single one right now is in the positive. They're all in the negative. So let's just get a good look at you up close. Get a good look at the shine. The reflection. Come on.
I can back you up with some other data, shall we say?
Sure.
From the Spraycan set, we most recently had the garage door in September. We had the sheet metal door in April, and we had the wooden door in March.
Yes. So, and how many of them are in the positive?
Actually, none. The sleeping bag and small box are up.
Yes.
Those were in between the wooden and sheet metal doors in March, both in March. So the deployables, aside from doors, are doing okay.
Yeah.
But the doors themselves are definitely a bit risky.
So we can also point out it's most likely because we haven't seen that many sleeping bags this year. So that I wouldn't be surprised that that's one of the contributing factors as to why Spraycan sleeping bag did all right. But the doors haven't. We've seen a lot of armoured doors appear this year. We've seen a lot of sheet metal doors appear this year. We've actually seen a lot of wooden doors as well. And they're all not doing very well. Except your Demonic Raven door, Mr. MICRØ. That's doing all right. It is. Yours is still in the positive. So, yeah. Especially with what I just pointed out there, it's definitely coming across as people have probably already picked the door that they want and they don't really care enough to change for any of these newer ones. So it takes something extra special, much like Mr. MICRØ's door last week, with the specially positioned glow-in-the-dark portion and the very cool looking design, I'd point that out as well, where that's probably going to budge people to moving on to something different. So, yes, locker room. Oh, I read that. Yep. Don't worry, said Skipper. Yeah. I am aware of that. We are aware. I won't mention. I'll probably mention it because you've brought it up. So we'll talk about that right now. Mr. MICRØ. Oh, he's disappeared. Oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. MICRØ. You lost your beard. Oh no. Shall we discuss the double version of the door that we discussed last week? So, what do we have right here? Made by a Mr. Sill, it's the locker room double door. So, if I just can make that nighttime... Turn off the lights real quickly, please, Mr. MICRØ. Clap, clap. Oh, I thought you had your special clap, clap. Right, okay, so yes. Get a good look at that, chat. Very nice. Very cool. Mr. Sill, of course, has possession of the room door collection. And his most recent acceptance was the storage room double door. So this past week we did not see, well, literally just 2 days ago, we didn't see the sheet metal door being accepted. So maybe we'll see the double door being accepted. Maybe Face Punch wants to see pairs. Maybe they want to see 2 doors of each. That's why I'm hoping he's going to make a vehicle garage door pair soon. That would be very helpful. Minicopter, car, maybe a boat one. That would. We don't have many boat skins, so that would be nice. So yeah, looking very cool. Let's make it daytime to the day. Here we go. Hello. Get a good look at the light. Get a good look at the nice solar paneling, the bump mapping there on the glow, and as we can see the wiring all on the side. Looking very good, Mr. Sill. MICRØ, Mr. Z Skipper brought up a point. Should we discuss it? I think we already did.
I don't think it's anything outlandish.
So, what basically happened is if you are aware of TGG's collection lists, he builds up a collection of skins every single week that then gets put towards Face Punch. Whether it's Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure, but Face Punch will look at the collection and they will pick out some skins that they like, but they themselves might remember a skin from the past collections that he has provided, or maybe they've seen a skin on the workshop themselves that's only just appeared on that week, and they'll pick that out. So the one that they've seen themselves and they picked it out if it's appeared that week, that's early. The collection that Mr. TGG provides to them would be a typical pick because they would have been on the workshop for at least a week. And a collection from the previous week, well, that would be a late skin. And yes, so what happened was Mr. Sill accidentally put forward 2 skins during the same week, and it's not necessarily a punishment that would be put down by Face Punch, rather it's just a fairness thing that TGG has with his collection, because if your skin is of the quality, it will be accepted in his collection and it will be seen by Face Punch. But what happened was Mr. Sill accidentally, on the day, if you recall, with the room door double door being accepted, he put that out on the day. And I looked at it. When I looked at the details, I was like, wait, hang on a minute, that came out today? What happened? He made a single sheet metal door version, and then on the day he uploaded the double door. Face Punch clearly saw it, they accepted it, and he didn't. Well, it was an accident, is what we're aware of. He got a warning, but that was it. He hasn't done anything since like that again. So I kind of said it a bit awkwardly, but was I correct there, Mr. MICRØ?
More or less. I mean, he posted something outside the normal upload schedule, which for us is usually regarded as like Monday is the deadline, and I think it happened to get accepted. I don't think that his timing was really, it was slightly unusual, but then getting accepted, it was like, oh cool, okay. And then he also had posted something for the next week, but he posted it a few days early because of his schedule or something like that. So it was, I guess, from the unaware perspective of someone who doesn't know the behind the scenes side of things, he may have posted 2 things within the same 7-day period. I don't think there's a rule against doing that necessarily, but for TGG's collections and his presentation schedule, he does have a limit for his. There's nothing stopping any person from uploading 100 skins a week. And quite frankly, we see some authors doing that.
Yes, we do.
Although, to be real, most of those creators don't stand any chance of getting accepted because their skins are kind of wacky. But my point is the workshop itself has no restriction against frequency of posting or quantity of posting. It's just that the typical community rules under TGG's guidance restrict us to 1 item per week. And Sill's timing was it was awkward because he didn't follow the Monday submission schedule. And like I said, that's not a requirement, but it's just the usual trend. So if he keeps doing, sort of wacky timings to his submissions, that might stir up a bit of trouble within the community just because it might look like he's trying to game the system. I genuinely don't think he was trying to beat the normal routine in any way. I think it was just convenient for him to post those at that time, and he did, and just so happens to have got one accepted on that Thursday when he posted it. So I have no objection to it. Like I said, I don't think he had any intention of doing anything naughty there, but he was clarified by TGG to say, like, hey, you got to keep it to 1 per week, otherwise it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, I don't think anyone's in trouble. I think it's just a reminder to the community, how to submit your items, and I think we just move on, and it's no harm, no foul, really.
Well, you want to move on to the next thing already? Okay, then. It's all good. Well, we've already.
Want to say hi to my buddy Moyes in the chat.
Yeah, Mr. Moyes. Hello, Mr. Moyes. How you doing? Are you enjoying what we're looking at? Because I'm enjoying what I look at right here, right now. What's that? It's the Constellations Armoured Double Door made by Kvensi. And, well, I've made mention of this before. The last person to get a double door skin accepted was Kvency. He was the creator of the Outer Planets collection, and now he's moved on to, instead of planets, constellations with stars and all of these constellations. It's basically it. It's literally said in the name. So, yeah, this has appeared on the workshop. We saw the recent appearance of the armored door, and I don't blame him for trying to get a double door accepted. But the main problem is whether Face Punch will even consider it, because we've seen plenty, and I'm talking plenty tons, and I can't express how many double armoured door skins that have appeared on the workshop so far this year, and none of them were accepted. We didn't even get our Neon Pumpkin double armoured door being accepted, did we? Mr. Hanson, what went wrong? Well, he got his sleeping bag accepted, so he wasn't that upset. But yeah, for some reason, we're just not seeing the likes of double doors being accepted as much. Yeah, recently we had double sheet metal doors appearing, that's fine, but what about my armoured double doors? They're such good investments. Yeah, so let's get a good look at you at night time with the light on. Looks very cool. Good job there, Mr. Kvency. Chat, remember, with everything that we show off in the workshop portion, it's obviously in the workshop. You can vote for this. If you like it, if you want to see it being accepted in-game, you've got to go and vote for it. Show your support. Let Face Punch see it. Any words on this double armor door, Mr. MICRØ?
Well, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool idea. I mean, he's already got some items in with this concept, so it definitely has a bit more potential on account of that.
I meant your horoscope. I mean, well, what's your future say?
I'm not much of an astrologer, but I don't recognize any of these constellations.
I think he kind of just winged it. It would be funny if it said like rust or something, but
you know,
hey,
it's like when our ancestors invented their own conception of what those pictures were up in the sky. You know, they call them the crab and the bear and the dipper or whatever. Honestly, if you point to them, they don't look like those to me. So I guess they were just recognizable formations, and you know, who knows what planet rust is taking place on? You know, is this Earth? I don't know. This is some other part of the hemisphere we're not familiar with, or you know, I don't know. It could be an alternate view into our reality or some other universe entirely. I don't know.
Right then, shall we move on to Mr. Zeno's poor man's cardboard double door? Can you destroy that helicopter?
Yeah, while you talk about the poor man's door, I'm going to go deal with this bad boy over here.
Destroy him. Yes, he's not taking my door. There's nothing in here. There's nothing worth destroying. But, Mr. Zeno, I think you've done a pretty good job here to really express the cardboard. I hate that when you try and open a cardboard box and you accidentally rip off a bit of the side, and then you can see like the riveted part in the middle of it. That's a nice touch. Now, with the splashing, so yeah, that's good things. Does it glow in the dark? It does not glow in the dark. Nothing special there. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be special by just having glow in the dark. It has a heart in it, chat. Alright? It has heart. But I like the design of it. Now, again, we don't really see many double wooden door skins being accepted. We've had one... Yeah, Fireflies. Have we had a double door? Have we had... No, we haven't. No, I'm upset and sad inside. Again, we've seen many submissions, but they're not being accepted. Why? Don't know. Maybe Face Punch has a graph where they can tell that the likes of double armoured doors and double wooden doors just don't happen. So I like the spirit of it. Nothing in here. Yep, that's a common joke. We see this a lot. I was having a bit of a moan about that. Like, was it last week during workshop submission checks? I think that was when I was doing it. But it's fine, Mr. Zeno. You've done a pretty good job here. I like the design of what you got here with all the cardboard. I think it fits ever so perfectly. The blotching paint on the red for the heart. A little bit of the leakage there when you wrote down nothing and whatnot. I think you've done a very nice, sweet little job there, and I think it's got a good chance of potentially being accepted. Now, will we potentially see more cardboard things? Maybe, but do be prepared, because Wait, no, it's called Poor Man's Cardboard. So we have had other cardboard skins appear before. I'm just worried about the potential names clashing, but you should be fine. Do you want to dress up as a? Oh, I'm trying to think of like you know, like a homeless man's cardboard box or something. You could potentially turn that into a skin, but I'm just trying to figure out what could you do to really express that. You could probably turn it into a locker skin. Yeah, you could turn it into like a locker skin, maybe. And you know what? I feel like it's a great time to segue over to.
Wait.
Go on.
You need to go and around the other side of this door and show off the backside. I think there's actually better and more.
Whoa!
On the other side.
I did not see that. Could you open that door, Mr. MICRØ? Okay, that didn't. Close it again. Close it again. All right, I'll just get the light from this side. Okay.
You should also just showcase when you're done with this the Constellation door, because it does have a different pattern, although it bears a strong resemblance. There's a second
Oh
side.
no! All right. Well, hey, we inspected the front of them. Now we're going to inspect the back of them in reverse order. That's fine. So yes, that is looking pretty good. I'm sorry, Zeno. You probably watching this in real time, and you thought, look at the back. Look at the back. I'm looking at the back. I'm looking at the back. But yeah, that again, great usage of the paint. Nice little things there. Shooty, bang, bang, get them. Mine, yeah. So, I get it. At the front, it's tricking you, and at the back, haha, I actually do have weapons, and now I'm going to shoot you. Tee-hee. I get the joke. And yeah, the hazard warnings and whatnot, and the black lines for yep, please don't put this in the wrong way around, or be delicate. Yes. Okay, and you've also got all the blotching and the ripping. All right, you've done a pretty good job there. I like it, Mr. Zeno. And will it be accepted? Fingers crossed. I would like to see it being accepted. I just don't know if Facepunch will allow such a thing. I don't know what they have against double doors. And now we'll move on to.
How many are there? I think there's 4.
There's like 5 double wooden door skins. And then when you look at...
The one we saw was in May for that Fireflies.
Yeah, that was it. Because we've seen the likes of like Kua's manufactured double wooden door and whatnot, and that just never happened. And yeah, you're right. There's wiring at the bottom of here. I never caught that. Thank you for pointing that out, whoever did it. Or was it just you, Mr. MICRØ?
Well, I was saying the other side is different. You know, the two sides are slightly different. I mean, they both do have wiring. Both sides do have a similar wiring scheme, and they have the mesh in the back. But
I'm hopping over. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what's happened. The light from the below kind of obscured,
so you can get a more fair comparison.
And if you get the light from the sunlight, yeah, now I see it. Yeah, I needed to see that in the right lighting. Okay, I made a mistake there. My apologies. That's why we have Mr. MICRØ here. He's very observant for the mistakes I make. Shall we move on to the locker now?
Yes, it was safe to proceed.
Yes, safe to proceed. Let's get trying to get the light to cast on it. I can't.
You know, I could have put this in a better spot so the
yeah, okay.
The light picked up better. Here, let me just stick this over here.
Yeah, stick in the middle. Doesn't hurt. So, what do we have? What have I set my eyes upon right here? It's the reinforced locker made by Mr. Slanosta. It is glow-in-the-dark, as I can quickly point out to you right here, right now. Ta-da! And if we can just get the lighting, there we go, perfect.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the doorway.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we've been discussing reinforced skins for quite some time because they have been successful. You're doing very good so far, Mr. Slanosta. It's not the most colourful, eye-catching, in-your-face, blatantly, super... What's the word I'm trying to say? Flashy? Yeah, I guess we could say that.
Eye-catching. Yeah.
This is down-to-earth, militaristic. Like it's like something that's more...
The original door was based on a riot shield.
Yes.
A police riot control shield.
So this is...
It evolved from there. He's maintained that same stylistic elements with the fabric, sort of that green tarp material, and then of course the black sort of. I don't know if I'd call it camo, but it's like a speckled, that black and gray speckled pattern. And then of course the lights and the white stripes or hash marks on some of them. So it's pretty cool.
It's down to earth, realistic. It's not arcadey, silly. It's something you would probably expect. A proper military style sort of locker. And I know we do have a military locker. Am I correct? I'm pretty sure we already have one.
Wait,
Or it might have been a
say it again?
submission. So, in the current accepted locker skins, do we have a military style one, or is this the first? Because
We have the army locker.
That's it. That's it. So it might not be the first, but it doesn't hurt to have another one. And yes, this one does glow in the dark. That army one doesn't, does it?
I don't think it does. I mean,
There
that's
we
actually
go.
a pretty old skin.
Yes. We don't really see many locker skins, do we? We did kind of see one fairly recently for Halloween, but it's not like we're seeing one every other 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, we're looking at that? Well, I can't even see it, so I guess I'm correct. So let's just turn it to daytime. This is probably the best thing to compare it to. That is your army. Oh, and cargo heli. Okay. Yes. So, let's just get a good bit of sunlight on you. And it's faded green. A real proper locker, that. Yeah, that's a real man's man locker. Why did I do that
Locker's
voice?
a tough item because of the
UV maps.
no, the UV maps. There is some repetition of the UV islands, but there's also I don't know if you call it a bug. I believe the spec gloss map reverts to the stock map anytime you upload a skin, so you actually don't have control over that. In a similar way to the double barrel, where you could make sights for it, but you're just gonna get the stock sights because that's the way the game presents the item. The locker, I believe, does the same thing, where the spec gloss layer is just not obeyed. Even if you upload your own, you're just gonna get what the game
Do
gives.
you know what? You've done a great job bringing in this cargo heli locker, because we will be discussing transparency in a bit, because I do see some transparency to the sides there, and that literally is just full on transparent. So yes, right, Mr. MICRØ, can you please lock away all of these lockers, because we will now be moving on to the likes of weapons. Mr. MICRØ, hammer away. So, cargo heli OP, well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be very good at keeping things secure, because if everybody can see what's inside it, then they're going to try and want to steal it. Mr. MICRØ, do you have all of your weapons and clothing and armour ready?
I'm gonna grab them here.
Take a quick look myself to begin with. We got some weapons to take a look at, and then after that we'll take a look at some pieces of clothing and armour. So to start off with the weapon side of things, for the workshop skins we have the continuation of the Zebra collection, made by a Mr. Firefly. It's got the purple, it's got the stripes. So, Kelmo, do you see what I see? It's a very helpful, different type of colour aim sight. It's so good at seeing things in many different environments. So yeah, simply changing the aim sight to a different random sort of colour that doesn't really blend well with any of the environment, very helpful. So yeah, you better you better be writing down notes. So shooty, bang, 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 and reloady. Are you all good, Mr. MICRØ?
Yes, sir. Let me turn the lights on.
Okay, yes. So, striker pose. What does he own? What does he possess? What does he have in his hands? It's a very good looking zebra sap. Right, so, I was considering potentially seeing the likes of sap skins maybe going up in price if people are going to start putting the burst module on it. Doesn't seem like that's happened yet so far.
Can I just say,
Go on.
I've seen people talking about that, and I think it's even displayed in a video, or at least one video. I don't understand why you would take the prototype 17, recycle it to get the burst module, and then put the burst module in the sap. I haven't found a good reason for that yet. I
Because,
mean, the
well,
sap holds less ammo.
mm,
I haven't figured out the reasoning for it. Maybe there's math involved with the DPS or something like that, or the aim cone or something. But why you would destroy the Glock 7 or the prototype 17 just for the burst module and then go ahead and put that in the sap? I don't get it. Maybe because the sap is craftable and you could move the module between different crafted
yes,
saps that they wear.
that's
I don't
actually
know.
smart. That would be smart because yes, you can swap it around. You probably get a whole lot more usage out of it because, like with the sap, it doesn't really have any. It doesn't have really much recoil. It's very easy to control. Um, to put the burst fire on it, you lose that sense of control like very quickly. If you got a good trigger finger, you don't need it. So yeah, I was considering would we potentially see any changes with the prices of sap skins, much like what we saw with the recoil update. But I guess that's just speculation and nothing more. So yeah. If you want to use something that's going to be burst fire, just use the prototype 17. Now, yes, it's probably going to be a world of a difference if you put it on the likes of a SAR. Yeah, that could work. But you've already got your semi-auto pistol and you've already got your burst fire pistol. Why try and add them both together and try and make a monstrosity? It's not going to work out for the best. So... you just got a little monster in your hand and you just start attacking people with it. I'm not sure if zebras bite. Do you know if they bite?
I don't know. I think if you make them mad, they will.
Right then.
Or if you're shaped like a carrot.
They're not horses. They're not donkeys.
They're like stripy horses. What do you mean? They look like...
That's what you deserve. So, what do I have in my hands? Why, it's the Cargo Heli rocket launcher, but I also happen to own another one. What's that? So yes, I actually have two Cargo Heli rocket launchers. One that has a see-through mesh, and one that doesn't. So, the creator of this, being Mr. Vlek, he's provided two different versions, and... as you could see with the previous, don't you dare, no,
it's not loaded. Here, you can see it's not loaded. It's transparent.
Okay, sure. Wait, what are you talking about? I don't see any, okay, I don't see anything. That's good. Right. All right, now that we got that sorted. Right. So, you don't really see anything different. It's nothing that's, yeah, again, does that matter? I was considering, like, is this something that we're going to start seeing a lot more of over the... Oh, wait, it glows. Oh, I didn't know that bit. Oh, okay, I guess we found something out. Wait, when you aim down...
I like the graphic on the screen. It's pretty cute. It's like
ooh,
scrappy, and then it says -5. So.
You can align that pretty easily as well. Ooh, okay, so we did see that with the likes of the recent Cursed... rocket launcher that appeared like 2 weeks ago with the Halloween restore rotation, and we have seen the likes of a literal glow-in-the-dark aim sight with I can't remember his name. Was it Rocker 44444? That was literally the actual aim sight that's glow-in-the-dark. But what I see here with the glow-in-the-dark panel here is you could easily figure out where the positioning is with that bigger portion of light, and you could easily shoot that and know where to shoot and whatnot. Yeah, that's actually pretty handy. But if you were to stand to your side, Mr. MICRØ, actually walk into the darkness.
Oh, yeah. You want to show the...
Yeah, I wanted to see if it's super noticeable. Yeah, people would be able to spot you.
What about on my back? Is it...
Yeah, I can see that too. If you walk into the distance, just go forward. Just keep running, just keep running, just keep running. Are you able to walk forward? Yes.
Well, I'll fall off the edge, but yeah, I mean, I'll just fly over here.
Yeah, so within a reasonable amount of distance, yes, people will be able to notice you. So, I'm not... Oh, sorry, I've picked the wrong thing there. I wanted to unload this. And I wanted to reload this. So if I could just get this into daytime, quickly reload. as per usual. It's just the same routine. I don't know why I bother with that with rocket launchers. You only see the back of it. That was a bit pointless.
Some of them do have emission map on the inside to give it a bit of a glow, like it was a hot tube from shooting a rocket. But yeah, I think it's good to show the reload.
So yes, chat, what are you in favour of? Transparent or non-transparent? I got a good visual of both because I can see you wearing both. So yeah, I can see at the back there. I can see it through there. You can actually see, like, literally through it. You just see the basket. Where even is the rocket? MICRØ, you bought a rocket launcher, but you didn't actually go ahead and buy rockets. You're not very smart. You're just going to whack the door with it, I guess, like a barricade. Ah, that's what we need.
Battering ram. Yeah.
We need a battering ram face punch. Can we please have one? It would be very good for doors. If we had a group of people, we go 3, 2, 1, run.
People have been saying that for years, honestly, in the community. In terms of like tier 1 or tier 2 rating, I mean, a battering ram would definitely have a place. I think that would be cool, actually. Although there'll be voices crying out with how that's a buff to groups and and
I think
nerf to solos.
I think we need to see like a nice medieval, like a proper push for medieval primordial types of rust where you can't have like guns.
I think so.
Like
that'd be awesome.
A proper push, and then instead of rocket launchers, then you have your barricades. Of course, bigger clans are going to succeed. You're stronger in big numbers. That's quite literally how plenty of our ancestors managed to survive. Way back in time. So, yep, got a good look at that. Quick look at it at night time. Looking pretty good. We've only seen 2 marketable rocket launchers this year, so would it hurt to see another one? Could we see the likes of the Cargo Heli collection continue again? Cool. What was the last skin accepted for it? It must have been the Armored Door. Yeah, that's going quite far back, isn't it? And Mr. MICRØ, could we get a quick look at the non-transparent version again?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same. You've seen the middle of it. Yeah, I can't see through that. Yep. And then I make it nighttime, and yep, still got the same positioning for the glow. And yeah, cool design. Matches up very nicely with the rest of the Cargo Heli collection. I just... I don't... Well, like, okay, so here's what I wanted to discuss, because I've seen this on the workshop as well. If we're going to see a lot more transparency with weapons and guns and whatnot, how... Would you welcome it, Mr. MICRØ? I saw a 3D printed basket-shaped SAR skin on the workshop, in the workshop skin checks earlier this week. And I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I thought... Well, the whole body is there. It's quite clearly a SAR skin, so, people wouldn't mistake it for any other type of weapon. But it's like, is it too much? For the example of this with the rocket launcher here, that's not kind of destroying what it looks like. It's not exactly confusing me for something else. It's not like it looks like anything else, so I don't see any harm in that skin. But, like... Is there a point where it could go too far? We have seen some people...
I do think, there is potential for anything to just go overboard with a certain concept, or take just, the expression, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's how good things get taken away, because they just get overused or abused. But for the most part, we do see transparent elements from time to time on various weapon skins, and... For the most part, at least the ones that get accepted, I'd consider to be tasteful and not really providing a major advantage to combat or gameplay or anything else. I certainly don't even think there's much risk of creating confusion or misleading new players or something. Those are definitely risks when considering making just certain choices with how to handle those things, but for example, what I mean is like when making a hoodie that looks like a burlap shirt or
yeah, we've had that with the
like hoodie, right?
the berserker cloak. There's another thing I've remembered: the leniency we've seen with some Twitch drops. So as I said, Rocker literally had a glow-in-the-dark actual tip, the aim sight tip. That was glow-in-the-dark. But what we also saw earlier this year was it earlier this year or last year? The MP5, which had I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. So, oh no, sorry, I've clicked the wrong thing again. So if you look at an MP5, do you see how we have the loop around the tip, the aim sight there? There was a Twitch skin, there was the yellow one. It had the loop taken off.
Yeah,
and
the El Banano.
El Banano, that's it. And a lot of people thought, oh, is that allowed? Is that okay? And, well, I guess it was. But I don't think we've seen anything like that being accepted for a marketable MP5 skin. So I guess Face Punch would allow it for Twitch skins, but not for marketable skins. And, oh, what's he gone and got?
Well, I have that one in my inventory.
Oh, cool. So,
go look at it.
Can I have a go?
The UV map is not really intended to support this type of modification, so you do end up with sort of a kind of a glitchy looking front sight post. I mean, that to me, it does, while it does look cool looking down the sight, and it does actually give you a more of a clearer sight picture. When you look at the model in third person, like if you look at it from above, you'll see what I'm talking about. It sort of just, and it kind of breaks the skin a little bit. You know, it's just got alpha. And look at it from above, from the side. You know,
from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see through it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just no surface there. You know, the model doesn't have a flat surface there to apply a skin to, so it just appears blank.
Huh.
So when you chop the model in kind of funny ways, it creates these visual unintended effects from how the model was designed. And so I think they get away with it here because the cases where you're going to notice that, you know, it's not extremely noticeable. You have to see it from the right angle, but it is something to consider when incorporating transparency into these designs. You know, not all models really support it on all elements.
Can I have a little go with the MP5?
Sure.
Thank you. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Just want to get a good look at it. You may continue.
I could mention that when it comes to transparency, you know, some items do actually have a bit of support for that. An example I could give is the custom SMG. You know, and then numerous other weapon skins have the ability to remove the stock. Right, so that's something we've seen for a long time throughout the game. You know, where people submit sometimes two versions of a skin with and without the stock, and the model itself, the 3D model used by the game, has provisions for removing the stock and still preserving the, you know, overall integrity or the uniformity of the skin. There's no holes or missing blank spots. It's like the model is designed to be broken down into some different sections that could potentially be omitted, like the stock. And, well, that is a feature of the skins and the way that the models are designed that's supported by, you know, Face Punch supports that type of transparency. And then we see in, for example, bow skins, a number of artists have included transparent regions in the bow, you know, in the actual wooden part of the bow. And I suppose you could make the argument it gives you a bit of an advantage in PvP scenarios. I mean, is it really that game breaking? You know, if someone's going to be outraged they lost to a guy with a transparent bow skin, and it's really not that amazing of an advantage. I would consider it to be almost virtually purely cosmetic in terms of any advantages it provides.
So one thing I was also going to point out, Mr. Reha pointed out that Sync's MP5 also has the same sights. Just wanted to bring that up. Yep. So, like, it's a matter of, you could submit whatever you wanted to the workshop. It doesn't guarantee it has a chance of being accepted. Face Punch could always just turn around and say no. And, well, it's not something you can rule out, but if it never gets accepted for such a long time, you would assume, this probably isn't going to be allowed to ever happen again. Much like Well, they outright said you can't have glow-in-the-dark aim sights anymore for weapon and gun skins and whatnot, didn't they? So, I guess we had a bit of lenience.
Interesting. Could you pass that MP5 back here? I'm just gonna skin it with the Syncs skin, just
Sure thing.
since we mentioned it.
All right. Yep. So yeah, I guess it's something to keep an eye out for. Oh yeah, I can see that instantly. Yeah, you can see that yellow tip. So, Kelmo, look at that. It's a blue MP5 with a yellow aim sight. Look how helpful that is. You better write that down. So yes, lessons learned, and thank you very much, Mr. MICRØ, for that. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to some ever so lovely looking carved out Stump tools? In my hands right now, that he looks very old. I have the Stump stone hatchet, looking very good. And in my hand here, I also have. Hello. And in my hand right now, I have the.
Catch that?
I did not catch that. It's disappeared and it's never coming back. What I have right here is the Stump stone pickaxe, looking very good. Goodbye. And Mr. MICRØ, if you... It disappeared as well. Well, I'm magic, Mr. MICRØ. Please don't throw yours. Can you strike a pose, and can we get a good look at you holding that stone pickaxe? Hello, Mr. MICRØ. So, we had that discussion yesterday. Last week. Yesterday, what am I talking about? Last week, we had a bit of a talk saying, oh, wow, we've got the Stump wooden door looking very good. Ever since you first saw Stump Furnace, you're impressed with the design. That it was made by Y9J. And we were hoping to see maybe some more Stump skins. And lo and behold, our wish came true, because now we got stone tools. And we haven't had any stone tool skins being accepted for quite some time, so couldn't hurt. Looking pretty good. Will the Stump collection become a reality? Will we see more than just the furnace? Hopefully. So that's a good look there. Does it glow in the dark? Can you quickly walk into darkness? Nope, does not glow in the dark. Not noticeable. So if you could quickly walk back into the light, Mr. MICRØ. Looking good. So, old granddad Stump. He's we use him to whack rocks with now. So, how about the stone pickaxe? The stone hatchet, Mr. MICRØ. My brain, honestly. God. Yes, look at him. Look at him. He's judging you. So yes,
I like this. I like you said, I thought the furnace was great, and then when we saw the door, these keep getting better and better. He did a great job on the sculpt. He's getting good mileage out of the design, and he's done a nice job integrating this theme into the tool set here with the natural elements, the wood and stone, and the binding that goes around it. It's all looks like, I guess, bark or tree bark or something, some kind of organic material. So it's just a nicely finished skin, and the sculpt job is creative and well executed. So applause to this man right here. Another great job, and another great contribution or continuation of the set.
So, shall we move on to the Bullseye SMG? So, let's get a good look at you. Actually, at night time we can start. Does not glow in the dark. Let's get it right in the dark. Nope. Let's get a bit of daytime. Got a helpful bright pink aim sight. Bit of help there. Shoot, shooty. Bang, bang, bang. Reloady. All goody, goody. Yep. Get a good look at that. Get it in the light. Get it in the light. Yes. Continuing the Bullseye collection, we have GXT Faces Bullseye Custom SMG. And we fairly recently saw the appearance of the SAR. That proved to sell very nicely. Had a bit of a weird, coloration on the back of it. We don't have that now, do we? No. It had... So, the SAR had a big, white circular target, and we had a bit of a discussion about that, saying, well, that's a bit eye-catching. It was kind of putting off us when we were shooting and whatnot. It's just it's a strange thing to discuss, but you only notice it until you actually shoot with it. So that was the most recent skin that was accepted. Now we're moving on. We're potentially seeing another custom SMG skin. We did just see the Blackout SMG being accepted, but you never know. This has only just appeared. It could appear maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe week after that. You never know. Face Punch has been picking out a lot of older skins. So will it be accepted? There's a good chance. Oh, we've got 1337 there as well. Of course, it's very leaked. So let's get this at night time. Get a good look around. The pink painting seems to reflect a whole lot nicer. And let's just get it to the side. Yes, nice and bright. Nice and bright. Cool design. Very nifty looking gun. Helpful aim sight. Let's see if it gets accepted, Mr. GXT face. And oh yes, here we are. The SAR and the dreaded white target. So yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty good collection. I believe we've only had what was accepted. We've had the SAR, and we had another Bullseye skin.
It was the Python.
That's it, the Python. So it's been a while.
He had also made a crossbow and a Tommy, but they were
unfortunately not accepted. So what you're telling me is we're expecting an AK at some point? Hey, it likely could happen. So
potentially, yeah.
Potentially.
Still open.
Yep.
Interesting design elements here with the skull and of course the bullseye, and then he's got his hash marks counting up in 4s. And then as we saw on the I'm hitting the wrong buttons on my hotbar. The SAR itself had a bit of like sort of a spider web, like a cobweb pattern on the front hand grip there.
Yep.
And then he sort of incorporated that into the design on the magazine on the SMG. So,
do you know what I was about to say? This would probably look good for some armor and some armor pieces. But now that I look at Apostate, I think Apostate's kind of beaten it to it. Like if you could imagine like tier 3, tier 3 with all of the bullseye painting, skulls, spider webs all over the body and whatnot. That would work out very nicely for some armor. Hey, it still could happen. I'm just pointing that out to you. You could probably invert the colours, have it like all grungy pink, and then paint it all over with like the dark looking blue. Is that blue or purple? That colour. But yeah, you could invert it, or you could just stick with purple with pink all over, pink paint all over it. Yes, we do have Apostate, but that's a different colour scheme, and it's not exactly like painted in. That's like literally kind of like sewn in. So yeah, you could turn it into an armour piece. Go for it, Mr. GXT face. I think you got a good chance there. I think that's something that could work out very nicely, and people would like the appeal of that. So, Mr. MICRØ, we have clothing and armour to discuss. So, should we just discuss Apostate whilst you have it right here, right now? Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Okay then, so Mr. MICRØ is wearing the Tier 3 Apostate. So, as expected, we saw the likes of Apostate clothing appear just before the Halloween weeks were going to appear. And I sat there and said, right, most people that are going to buy into this, hoping that we see more of the collection eventually appearing, they're probably going to get impatient. They're probably thinking, damn, it's been 2 weeks and still no signs of Apostate. I got to get rid of it. And that's exactly what happened. People got impatient. People threw it onto the Steam market. The clothing was selling for 99 cents. And, well, it it went below 99 cents. But the very second that we saw the armor pieces appear in the workshop when Halloween was over, what do you think happened? The clothing went up in price. People started to buy out. People started to potentially anticipate the arrival of maybe seeing Apostate Tier 3 armor being accepted. Well, the week came and went and it wasn't accepted. don't know. Maybe Face Punch just wanted to take a break from armor and clothing for a while. Maybe they felt it was a good week to have Poncho and Deer Skull mask. I don't know. But well, what are you moving your head for? You disagreeing? So we have the tier 3. And
actually, it probably looked like I just nodded my head yes to me saying I disagree. I don't. I fully do agree with what you're saying. I'm really just showing it off to show it under the light, to show off the textures and stuff. So that was not an implied yes or no.
So
just want to make that clear.
So I will have to ask for your help. Is it Multi Arhat? Is it Boris, or is it Eduardo? I would like to pronounce his name correctly, but I don't know what his name pronunciation is supposed to be. But what I can do...
Honestly, at this point, I'm ready to call him multi-name.
Multi-name. Yeah, well, screw it. Your name's multi-name from now on. So, it's self-referential, though. If new people watch me, they wouldn't understand the joke. Okay, so I like what he's done here. He's made it more like it was like sewn in. No, with leather it'd be like melted on or something. What's the proper term for it? It'd be
leather's all stitched.
Tan and stitched. Yes, sorry, I've got it wrong. I've thought of something completely different. But
They
can you
use? There are sometimes applications for sort of a cement, like when preparing leather garments. But I mean, the main mechanical attachment is done with a thread, a heavy thread. I know a few things about leather garment making, so I can contribute my wisdom to that.
You look very nice. I think he's achieved what he needed to do. He needed to really separate his collection separately from the likes of Dragon Rage and Black Gold that have literally just appeared. He's got a bunch of like... So we were discussing the whole point of what does apostate mean. Do you remember the definition?
Yeah. Apostate is essentially someone who does not practice a religion or rejects a religious practice.
So what I think he's gone for is lawless land, wasteland, badlands, Mad Max style of clothing. It's all like bound together. It's all got straps. It's all scrap pieces stitched together. He's supposed to look like a bit of a madman, and that's the secret behind the name of the collection. So, I think I've figured you out, Mr. Multi-Name, Multi-Arhat, Boris, Eduardo, because you got like the stamping. What do you call this on your left arm? The skull,
like an embossed skull.
Yeah,
or,
embossed, and then you got like the straps. Got all this leather. It's
zips and the fit of it kind of sort of like motorcycle jacket inspired.
Yeah. So it's a mix of all of these various different bits and pieces. It's DIY. It kind of gets the right type of feel for Rust. Like this is just a whole bunch of whatever he could find, and he's put it all onto his armor. He's tried to make it more secure for his body, and it's got a decent style to it. So. I was expecting potentially to see a skull on the face mask, and lo and behold, big red skull on the face mask. Very nice, very stand out. And how many red face masks do we even have? I don't think we have that many, so...
Not a ton.
Not a ton, so it's unique. He's done a decent job of it, and we don't have many clothing and armor skin collections to look forward to. So I think you've got a good chance of potentially seeing that in the future. But, maybe consider investing into those hoodie and pants. Other people already have those, so maybe they've started to list them because we didn't see it disappear this week.
I'll be right back. I want to just put a skin on this metal face mask, just for the sake of comparison.
Okay.
I just see something familiar here. That it's actually a skin I used to use. Back before HDRP update.
Oh yeah.
Right. This sort of has sort of a tribal, like sort of flames coming out the side. Not flames. I don't know. Maybe they're feathers or something. But if you look from the side of the mask, there's like a design where it bears resemblance to this. Oops, I'm getting all.
Nope. Don't strip. We're gonna
apostate. Look at there's. I would call those flames on the side of the mask, and in this on the yellow or the orange one,
yes, yeah,
similar kind of thing. I guess it's not the same.
No, I don't think it's fully the same there, but doesn't hurt to compare. By making a comparison, we figured out probably wasn't as what you was expecting, but yeah, it's all good. But yeah, that is currently what we can potentially keep an eye out for the likes of the Apostate collection. Now, multi-name, if you're out there, you probably don't want to rush into making the tier 2 just yet. You know, go ahead, try and make some Apostate clothing, or no, Apostate gloves, boots, weapons, maybe some deployables, but don't rush into making the tier 2. Wait until it's at least accepted. Or if this isn't accepted, then make the tier 2. If it's not accepted after about maybe 3 weeks, then yeah, because you want to time it at least reasonably okay, because there's other people making other things, and the right time and whatnot, it works out best for you. Yes. What am I? I'm not your manager. Sorry, I'm just thinking in terms of, I know there's some other tier 2 currently out there that could potentially also be expected, and you don't want to. You want to try your best and strategize to not potentially be competing with other people. You want to find out what's missing in the gaps, and try and be the one that gets accepted per. Potentially being the only person that's trying to put something out. As I said, we don't have many clothing and armor collections in contention, so he's got a good chance of that getting accepted. Let's just wait and see what happens. Because at the moment, there's Apostate, Pixel. If we ever see Pixel armor appear, yeah, then Pixel definitely has a good chance. We've got Lightweight, which we'll show you in a bit, because Lightweight's back. And we do potentially still have JPEG Tier 2. No, JPEG Tier 3. JPEG Tier 3 still potentially could also be accepted. So it's competing with Apostate. That's the thing. Those are the two things that are competing with each other. But the longer we wait, the less likely we'll potentially see JPEG. MICRØ, go on.
Remember, we do have a Renegade set too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to think about that in terms of pairing with the red here.
You could do Renegade, but we should move on to the next thing. I think we've made some comparisons and whatnot. This is what we have currently, and people do mostly care about the actual collection. Yes, there are plenty of people. Okay, I guess we're going to go through this. Haha. Ooh, you're looking quite happy.
Well, it was right there, so I don't know.
It was right there. But again, he seems to be quite talented for making Wasteland bandit style skins. So keep up the good work. If it's worked twice, keep it up. No stopping you there, is there? It's just, he has been unlucky with his Renegade collection. The tier 2 just never was accepted. Even for complete the sets, wasn't lucky. So, MICRØ, shall we proceed with the chainmail, armor, hide shirt, and pants?
Yeah, okay. Can do. Let's see.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. What? I didn't know you could do that. It's not armor, I'm joking. So yeah, it's a bit of a trick. I do have more of the chainmail if you want to whip it out in a bit. It's in the box, but what we have right here is a hide shirt and hide pants. So this is made by Mr. Legacy. We quite recently saw the likes of the chainmail poncho being accepted, and I did remark that if this were to stand out much better in comparison to the other poncho skins that we've seen, would be nice to potentially see a whole set of maybe some chainmail armor and whatnot. And well, we've got chainmail clothing, so will this progress and get accepted and potentially become, I don't know, another tier 2 and tier 3 piece of armor? We could potentially see that. It's chainmail hoodie and pants. Will the madness ever end? I mean, you could do chainmail boots, gloves maybe, but yeah,
sounds heavy.
Sounds very heavy and clicky and clanky, and might sound pretty annoying to run around in. Imagine if it like clinked and clanked as you ran along. That would be really annoying. People wouldn't want to buy it then.
Can I be honest with you? I wish I had a set of pasties to wear under this.
You just had to go there, didn't you? You just had to go there. Is that okay? Right. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to look at you anymore now. I'm going to look at your feet instead. So, do you have the other chainmail pieces? We could do a bit of a mix and match. So yes, We're still potentially waiting to see if the actual burlap head wrap gets accepted. But looking at all of that, yeah, it looks pretty good. It's unique. We do have a chainmail tier 3 chest plate. Yeah, just the chest plate. We've had a very old chainmail chest plate skin that's appeared before. I'm not sure if Legacy is going to get up to that point where he makes his own. We shall see. Maybe he only wants to stick with burlap and hide armor and clothing and whatnot. We shall see. Will this get accepted? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Looking at that poncho more and more just makes me feel like it's. It makes me think it's like squished up foil.
I see that. I totally see that. It does look like messed up aluminum foil.
What flavour candy bar are you, Mr. MICRØ?
There's nuts inside. That's all I can say.
Okay, right. So, shall we move on to the Skullkiller booties?
Did you get a close up on my head with the
oh yeah.
The
I think we've already discussed this, but when we did,
okay,
yeah. We know when you have a transparent portion with the burlap head wrap. When you put it on, it makes your hair disappear. We talked about that with the cat hat. We talked about that with the spider hat. We always talk about it, you egghead. Anyway, look at these. Where's the boots?
Oh, you want the boots? Here we go.
It's new shoes. Hello, Skullkiller booties, version 2, made by Mr. Meow. Mr. MICRØ, could you spin ever so slightly to your right, so I can get a good look at the shine of the boots as it twirls around? Get a good look at you at the night time. Look at that gloss, look at that shine, gentlemen. How could you not want these ever so lovely looking Skullkiller boots? Well, he's gone back to the drawing board. He's changed the leather around. He's made it nice and gloss, nice and shiny. Mr. Meow is trying to get his boots accepted and make Skullkiller an ever so wonderful looking, fully complete collection. Gentlemen, would you like to see this potentially being accepted? What must they do, Mr. MICRØ? They've got to go ahead and vote and show their support. Why not just quickly walk into the darkness, Mr. MICRØ? If you can. Then slowly walk back towards me, and I'm getting a good look at all of the shiny reflection. Boots don't actually reflect the light very quickly. I saw the tip of the shoe, but that was it. Didn't really shine much, and your chainmail wasn't super shiny immediately either. But hey, when you see it, you see it. And when you see these, oh, look at those! Alright, so let's get it back to the daytime. Let's get a good look at over here, up to here. Keep an eye on his face. And shall we move on to what I alluded to earlier, the lightweight hoodie and pants version 3. Yep, Mr. Robstar is back and he's making a third attempt to get his hoodie and pants accepted for that lightweight collection. If you recall, a good couple months ago, we suggested that lightweight hoodie and pants could potentially be accepted for complete the sets. That didn't happen. So there was a lightweight hoodie and pants version 1, wasn't accepted. It was blue, didn't really mesh well with the shiny metallic lightweight armor and pieces and whatnot. Then there was a grey version, which was version 2. That also wasn't accepted. Well, after plenty of time and after complete the sets, we now have lightweight hoodie and pants version 3. Not that, Mr. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, not the chainmail.
Sorry, I was verifying. I was verifying Kelmo's comment in chat because he's actually included on the Skullkiller boots.
Are you?
So,
well, Mr. Yeah, so. You're just getting plenty of skins potentially being accepted, aren't you, Mr. Kelmo? You're really working up. Oh wait, what's this? More boots. What is Mr. MICRØ wearing? It's the full collection. Are you a robot? Right, let's get a good look at you in the full collection. So, this will complete the lightweight, the whole core pieces. We've already got the gloves. We've already got the boots. We don't have the hoodie and the pants. It's so weird. It's so awkward. Why were they never accepted? Well, Mr. Robstar is giving it a third attempt. I think it's got to decent chance. It's the awkwardness of the lightweight clothing kind of looks like armor, which is kind of weird. But it's also, you know, kind of very unique looking, to say the least. Like, I was going to sit there and say, are you like some sort of like robot or otherworldly astronaut man or something? I'm just looking at you trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Sci-fi? Yeah, just well armoured. It's basically, isn't it?
It does conjure up sort of a futuristic feel. I guess you could imagine it being like a futuristic set of armor, sort of, somehow, and providing a lot of protection while still being lightweight.
Walk into the darkness ever so slightly. I want to see how shiny this is. Stands out quite a bit, yep, and then move back towards me. Yep. Right, so, gentlemen, the potential for this hoodie and pants. What will it bring? Come forth, Mr. MICRØ. I want to get a good look at you. Get a good look at your side. Could you slightly turn to your left? Yes, that looks good. So, the potential for this hoodie and pants, if it's accepted, what likely will happen? Well, it's it's the final core piece to this collection, and it quite literally will complete this collection. We've already got the gloves, we've already got the boots, we've already got the tier 3, we've already got the tier 2. But we need this hoodie and pants. When that tier 2, when that hoodie and pants potentially gets accepted, you're going to see the likes of, you might want to put the chest plate back on, you're going to see the likes of the tier 3 go up in price. You're going to see the likes of mostly the kilt go up in price. You might see the vest and the coffee can go up in price as well. Maybe that could happen, but it's definitely mostly going to be the kilt. And you're going to see, potentially... Are you wearing the anonymous mask again? Remember the 5th of November. So, yes, it's going to be a complete collection. Loads of people will be drawn back into it. It's going to get a sudden spike of demand, a very sudden spike and increase in price for all of the tier 2, all of the tier 3 and the kilt from tier 2. You might see the gloves and the boots also go up in price. That is, and give us a nice spin around, Mr. MICRØ, that right there is the complete lightweight collection. If you like what you see and you want to see this being accepted, go forth onto the workshop right now and vote for Mr. Robstar's hoodie and pants. Lightweight version 3 hoodie and pants. It appeared this week. I made a video about it earlier this week as well, because I was surprised to see it on a Sunday. But yeah, that's what we like to see. That's what we always are looking to find on the workshop. The first few people that notice these things are the people that get to attack first and potentially make the best of profits. It's exactly what happened with Apostate. The very second people noticed Apostate Tier 3 appeared on the workshop, people bought out all of the hoodie and the pants. You go look for yourself. Go see what happened. You'll see the spike. Someone came in, bought out the stock, price go up. Great investment. But it's only going to get better if it gets accepted. So, yeah, I think we've talked enough, Mr. MICRØ. We've gone through everything, but there's one more item that I think we should give a bit of a justice, a bit of a talking to. Shall we quickly point out the new weapon and give it a bit of a talk? Because
sure,
it's got a notable thing about it. I'm sure everybody who's watching this is already well aware. It's got a very nice aim sight. Oh yeah, very nice, very cool. So this is basically a Glock, isn't it? Not called a Glock, it's the Prototype 17, but yeah, it's a Glock. And of course, you've seen people shoot it, burst fire. It's not too hard to control, yeah. But the special thing about this aim sight, if I just make it disappear, the aim sight glows in the dark. And I'm fine with this. This is totally fine. A lot of people will say, oh no, it's going to ruin the game. No. The default item itself, the default gun, has the glow in the dark. And me and Mr. MICRØ were discussing that, will we ever potentially see this becoming skinnable? Will skin creators be able to make their own designs and whatnot? So, to remember the last items that became skinnable, you're going to have to go back as early last year. it was either the L96 or the road sign gloves.
Yes.
It was early 2021.
Yeah.
And yeah, they came out. They got skins. Very, very nice. Lots of people have been buying road sign glove skins for a while now, and loads of people. Well, actually, there's hardly any L96 skins. I'm very disappointed. But what happens if the skin creators get their hands on this? Will they be able to make their own different coloured aim sight colours and whatnot? Hey, Kelmo, take notes again. So it took a while for the likes of the L96 and the road sign gloves to become skinnable. Like, the L96 appeared, and then it was about a couple months later they said, alright, now it can be skinned. Go make skins. That's what I remember. I remember the blog and everything. But, like, Mr. MICRØ, do you see a lot of potential here with the likes of skin creators getting their hands on this and just going wild?
Well, I think people are definitely eager to do that. Whether we'll have the ability to do it or not is a different story. But let me point out that it wasn't that long ago that we had introduced the HMLMG. You know, the
Yep, that came out
gun, right?
back in July.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that, a few months ago. That is not yet skinnable, although I think we sort of would like to see it become skinnable. And as you pointed out, you know, the L9 came out and the road sign gloves came out, and some time passed, and then in February we saw the road sign gloves, you know, the first skin for those, and then in April 21 we saw the first L9 skin, and from then on we saw a bunch of them, you know, over time. And if you pay attention to the dev blogs and stuff, you know, I've seen some comments that make me think the Face Punch is definitely anticipating that same thing as well. Specifically, I'm talking about there's like a single set locker, like a single slot locker, I believe has been talked about as being in development, and some of the commits I've seen for that seem to indicate that they've created it in a way to facilitate skin making in the future if and when the item gets released.
Oh yeah. Oh, should I bring up the Gingerbread man?
Talk about that in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think that in the same way that those items, I mean the road sign gloves, the L9, we saw those become issued for gameplay and non-skinnable for a period of time, and when they finally did become skinnable, they were just like a normal skin in terms of what options you had for making different designs. So this being a big break of tradition for Face Punch, and for such a long time we had a rule that was like no glow sights, right? And then it was in the past few months we've gotten, I guess it was around the time of the recoil update, so May or June, the official announcement was made that third-party crosshairs are allowed. So I wouldn't say they've flipped, but they've established themselves with an official viewpoint there that they allow it. It's allowed. It's not considered to be cheating. And now we're almost coming full circle with Face Punch themselves releasing an item that has a glow sight.
But if everyone has access to it, then it's not unfair. That's the point.
Yeah, that's true.
If everything's overpowered, then surely it's fun. No. Well, if you played Modern Warfare 2, you'd know. But
I'm more curious to see what implications this carries for both. Skinning. Yeah. Let's say the prototype 17 does become skinnable, and artists are able to, make skins for it. Then will we see the game client automatically put the stock sights on there, like sort of how we do with the double barrel shotgun? You know, it doesn't matter what sights the skin is made with, in game it gets the default sights. That's just the way it works. Now maybe that was a bug with the double barrel, and with the Glock 7 or the prototype 17 they'll plan for that, and
maybe
provisions for customizable skins, or maybe they'll give the authority to the skin makers and say whatever you choose to do with that is up to you. You could make it non-glowing.
Maybe we see the return of the alien relic with the alien relic prototype.
If they made all weapon skins open season for glow sights, that literally, we would never see a non-glow sight skin again. I
No.
would imagine.
No.
I'd be shocked if we saw one without it. If they opened that up, and I actually hesitate to, or I'm apprehensive about that occurring because there's some skins out there that are very high value even to this day because of the fact that they have a glow sight on them, and that will most certainly have a big follow-on effect with all of the weapon skins that currently exist that have glow sights. The Glory Star, the Alien Relic, or SMG. The Alien Red AK. There's actually a handful of AKs from the
a lot.
Anubis and the Victoria and our Victorious, and there's a number of items or skins in the game that have the glow sights, and I think that would negatively impact them for sure. Now, this prototype 17, I think will have very little impact, or maybe even raise the awareness that glow sight weapon skins exist, and could potentially, in the short term anyway, increase demand for those glow sight weapons.
So cheese brings up a point. If you dabble around and make like everything glow in the dark and whatnot, you do really badly impact all the skin investors and loads of people that are involved with the skins. That would have to be a decision Face Punch has to consider very, very well. Like, here's the thing: if you kill off a whole section of what people like, then you're going to lose quite a big portion and make a lot of people upset. Especially the skin investors, us people. But I don't own an Alien Relic, so you do what you want. But yeah, like you do have to be careful for such a thing if you're going to make everything glow in the dark. But hey, do they care more about their gameplay or do they care more about their skins? That's what they need to consider. And I'm pretty sure they're going to turn around and say they care more about the game. They want everybody to be on equal terms and enjoy themselves. So for this newest weapon right here, it's not the most OP, insane, crazy weapon, is it? But it's a nice niche little weapon that people are currently enjoying, and it has its benefits, notably the glow in the dark. And it's probably going to be used a whole lot more in close quarters because of it, with its burst fire. It's probably not the best to shoot from afar. Cool. I'm sure in good time people will figure it out. But yeah, it's got something that makes it special. And we've seen the likes of... So there's another... We got the SAP. What's the other pistol that we have? Well, not revolver, it's the other one.
There's an M92.
That's it.
SAP,
do people even care about the M92 anymore? It's been there for a while, but...
The M92 used to be the pistol that was considered the laser. It was just OP. It had a big magazine. It could shoot very quickly. It had a controllable recoil pattern. You might decide to get your hands on one of those early game, and that would carry you pretty far in terms of being able to snowball potential anyway. But with the recoil update, we've seen the M92 turn into a very hard to use, very high recoil, and it's just it doesn't have that same usability factor that it used to. So unfortunately, the M92 it lost a notch or two on the desirability scale.
So yeah, we could go on and on. We could speak hypotheticals. We could speak, this could happen, that could happen. We can guess, but sometimes guessing just isn't the best of things. We just gotta. Thank you very much.
It's relatively controllable. I take that back. It's not like a total out of control. It's actually, if you shoot it quick, it's a lot easier to control than trying to tap fire.
Also, chat, do you see this weird waving? Like, if you could just move back and forth real quickly, MICRØ. Do you see that wave dashing? I can't figure out what's causing this. If anybody knows, I'd greatly appreciate if you could tell me what's causing that, because I want to turn it off.
I have my settings set to maximum waviness.
Same.
That's what's going on.
No, shut up. He's too quick. I can't spot him. I can't. All right. Okay, so should we end this on the point of... we saw something extra appearing. Someone brought up this string, we potentially might see a Gingerbread Man item appearing this Christmas. It might be a Gingerbread Man hazmat suit. There's no guarantees for what it might be. It might be like what the egg suit was supposed to be this year. I mean, we will see the egg suit next year. They have said that. But we're probably going to either see a completely independent Gingerbread Man suit that, again, it might be skinnable. It might be marketable. We don't know. Or it might be hazmat suit. Are you looking?
Should have done that for Halloween, honestly. If we're gonna do a gingerbread man skin, that's like borderline creepy to me. I don't feel like it's Christmas themed. I think that feels more eerie to me.
We've had creepy Christmas things. Look at Evil Snowman. So
True,
yeah,
good point.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That might happen. It's not really going to be anything that's going to cause some skins to go up in price. We'll see. We'll see what it is, and then we'll make considerations. But maybe you want to invest into gingerbread. I have said this. You want to start looking into investing into Christmas-related skins and whatnot. But we'll save that for the 48-hour analysis. So, Mr. MICRØ, I think we've covered everything. I think we've said thank you plenty of times for your skin doing very well. Bought out quite a lot, and you were very happy with that. So, all good, all good. Don't know what else to say. Chat, are we all good? YouTube, are we all good? Remember, if you want to join the likes of the server, we have it always in the description, along with the links to my Twitch and whatnot. So, yep, just take a look down there. All good. Mr. MICRØ, any final words?
I think we did a great job. We covered all the skins this week. We look forward to see how this prototype 17 gets used in game with a new gun in the meta. It's
a bottle opener.
It'll be interesting. You know, where you might choose to tap fire before, you're now forced to squeeze off 3. So
yeah.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how this all pans out.
The fact that you're forced to burst fire all the time probably will put off a lot of people. I mean, in CSGO with the Glock, you could at least switch. But this, yeah, it's got to take a bit of getting used to for a lot of people. So, Thank you very much, Mr. MICRØ. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you again next week.
Very good. Thanks for having me, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, chat.